The gas industry. Instability that was caused.
A Labor backbencher drumming up support for an idea that just won't die.
We need people to be able to send out the clear message that we deserve a better deal.
Alongside a powerful voice from the centre-right Australian Workers' Union at a town hall gathering late last week in Ed Husick's Western Sydney electorate.
We should have, access to these types of funds to be able to prop up industry and support industry and actually create new industries as a result of it.
All pushing at Labor's 50th National Conference this week for an idea that would be a poke in the Prime Minister's eye, getting Labor delegates to vote for a 25% tax on gas exports. The government is understood to have considered raising more money from the industry in the lead-up to this year's budget, but decided against it when the war in the Middle East set off a global scramble for liquid fuels.
In the middle of a global fuel crisis is the worst possible time to jeopardise these relationships or the investment that underpins them. That is why I can confirm that the budget will not undermine existing contracts on gas exports.
Since then, the government's position has been that it has no plans to increase taxes on the gas industry and is instead working on a domestic reservation to boost lower cost supply. But it's also been careful to avoid definitively ruling out the broader concept. The Treasurer last month tiptoed around the issue in an interview on 7:30.
When it comes to arrangements around gas taxes, that's not something that we've been working on.
Going back to the gas tax is off the table?
Not something that we've been working on.
Is that the same as off the table?
Well, one of the things that you're trying to get at, and I understand why, is you're trying to compare this to statements we've made about other changes that are in the budget.
Now, as Labor's true believers prepare to gather in Adelaide, there's a fresh drive to reanimate the tax, which proponents say would raise billions in extra revenue. One draft amendment to Labor's platform, seen by 7:30, calls for a greater share of resource rents and windfall profits to be collected from publicly owned natural resources. The existence of this amendment is no guarantee it'll be adopted by the conference, but it points to the depth of feeling.
If we taxed gas appropriately, then we would see more than enough money to invest in the infrastructure in this country.
Thomas Mayo is Assistant National Secretary at the left-leaning Maritime Union of Australia, whose members include offshore gas workers. On Wednesday night, he'll join the campaign for a gas tax at a public event hosted by the Australia Institute on the sidelines of the conference.
I think Australians are learning that we've been giving it away far too cheaply and that energy companies, gas companies have been taking the piss and I don't think they're happy about it.
Mayo, who rose to prominence while campaigning alongside the Prime Minister in the 2023 Voice referendum, also wants more gas for domestic users and an end to new approvals on climate grounds.
Like in any group, there's never 100% support for anything. But I think most unions see the sense in this. They can see the jobs for their members. They can see more money for hospitals and all the things that are important to Australian mums and dads.
While it doesn't vote at ALP conferences, the ACTU told 7:30 today that it continues to support a 25% tax on gas, and it's what affiliated unions are pressing for as well, putting them on a collision course with the Prime Minister, who indicated over the weekend that the current draft platform does not explicitly call for a gas tax.
Have a look at what the resolution says, and it certainly does not say that.
Despite the Prime Minister downplaying the issue, this week's conference has given advocates for a gas tax a platform to once again push their case. It may not be the only flashpoint either, with potential rows brewing on AI, AUKUS and Gaza. Watching closely will be Labor's political rivals, many of whom, including One Nation, support greater taxation. And even if it fails to get up, at least one Labor MP believes the issue will survive conference.
The pressure is on all of us to be talking with other people, to be building the case that this tax is a much better, fairer way for us to get a stronger deal.